Okay, so a man's life is going to be determined by the quality of the questions he asks himself, a man or a woman, whatever it is. So the questions that you ask yourself are the basis of all of the knowledge that you have. For example, if a teacher asks you, what is 2 plus 2? The answer is your knowledge of that question, right? So any question that you ask yourself, or any question that you ask the universe, any question that you ask God, any question that you ask another person is going to contribute to your knowledge. So when you want to determine the amount of wisdom, knowledge, or experience a person has, what you need to do is to understand the fundamentals, to understand the questions. What are they looking for? This will tell you where they're going. What are you looking for? This will tell you where you're going. What are you asking about? Are you asking about the next party? This will tell you where you're going, right? Simple as that. Are you asking about the best book? This will tell you where you're going, okay? What you're asking is where you're going. It's inseparable, because what you're asking is the quest. You're on a quest, and your questions are the ones that are setting you off on that quest. So all of your answers are going to be leading towards that. So where do you want to go? And where should you be going? Where you're going is your destination. Your destination is where you're going. So this is what we call a destiny. So every choice that you make contributes to your destiny. So the questions that you ask, or the questions that you answer, are what will contribute to your destiny. So when you ask yourself a question like, should I take the left or the right road? You've asked yourself a question that sets you off on a certain quest. So where you're going will be determined by how you answer that question, or by your knowledge. So if you have a map and you know that left is wrong and right is right, and you go right, then you're going to the right place, okay? So you have to be able to ask yourself the right question. You have to be able to answer the right question. So when you have a choice, you also are facing a certain question. A choice is a question. So choices are influenced by our knowledge, because every answer to a question is knowledge. So every choice is knowledge. So if you are making the right choices, it means that you're making informed choices, informed decisions. So when you decide something, it's a D, as in you separate, and scission. So like an incision, but this is a decision. So you have to get into it and then to know it. So this is intuition, intuit. So when you have a certain intuition, you're able to decide better. You're able to know better. And you're able to ask and answer certain questions better. So your knowledge is going to determine your decisions. So making the right decisions is what life is all about. They say that in all you're getting, get wisdom and understanding. Because wisdom is the ability to live life well. It's the ability to make the right decisions. If you cannot make the right decisions, you cannot live a good life. There's no other way around that. If you can't make the right decisions, then you can't live a good life. So if you can't make the correct incisions, then you can't live a right life. So you have to know what to deeply understand and what not to understand. So if you're gonna make an incision in a person, don't go where there's a bone, go where there's soft flesh, right? So the same thing happens in life. When you're going to make a certain request is that you're asking for something to come to you. So it means that you're going on a different question. You're going on a different quest. You're going on a different path. So your path is going to be determined by this. Your destiny is going to be determined by your question, by the quest you're taking. So you have to know this. Although fate will come your way, because your destiny could be to go to a door, right? You're going to the door. But then fate will have it that the door is locked. And what are you going to do there? So you see, so you have to know the right decisions to make, the right questions to make, the right path to take. So this is not an easy task for anybody. This is why the aged know this better than us. So how do we make the right decisions? We don't have to always make the same mistakes over and over and over and over again. But we can learn from other people's mistakes. We can learn from past mistakes. So we'll see what we've learned from the past tomorrow. But for now, We have to make informed decisions. We have to know the right questions to ask, because your questions are going to determine where you're going. If you're just asking about the alcohol percentages in beer, those are your questions, that is your knowledge, that is your quest, that is your destination. Drinking. It's cool if that's what you want as your destiny, but if you're asking questions about knowledge, about understanding, about spiritual living, about giving, about love, about friendship, that is your quest, that is your path, that is your destination. So what do you want your destination to be? That will be determined by your answer to that question, because it'll set you off on a different quest.